Right now, the Texas State Board of Education is discussing a pair of policies that could bring major changes to the classroom for the state's 5.5 million public school students. The board is looking at a new proposed mandatory reading list for students and a revamped social studies framework.
KVUE's Daniel Perot is covering the meeting for us. Daniel, it looks like it is going to be a long night there.
That's right. Board members heard hours of testimony today on the proposed mandatory reading list for individual grades, something that's required under a 2023 state law. And since we last talked to you at 4 o'clock, they've now started to hear testimony on those proposed new social studies frameworks. The proposed new framework teaches events in chronological order. It emphasizes Texas history over U.S. history and world history. Some critics have raised concerns about how the curriculum would present historical events, arguing that it is a too Texas or American-centric approach, which they say gives students a flattened version of history. Batana Kandara, a sophomore at Elgin High School, says she had a hard time with her history courses until one of her classes learned about the Cambodian genocide because her grandparents fled Southeast Asia during that time. It's something that she was really interested in. Kandara says she worries the new framework will make it harder for students to see themselves in what they're learning.
When we strip diversity from our curriculum, we don't just lose history. We lose the chance to understand each other. Right. Social studies exists to help us become engaged, informed citizens. Yeah. And that only works when students can see themselves in the curriculum.
Critics say they believe the changes blur the separation between church and state by not focusing enough on religious history outside of Christianity. Supporters of the changes say that the new standards focus on how Christianity has impacted the world, and other major religions are mentioned in world history courses.
Students will have a worldwide view that's presented in classrooms. They're not just taught about Christianity, but when it comes to talking about our different principles, especially the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, it is important that they have an understanding that a lot of those ideals come from Christianity.
Some teachers have expressed concern that they will not be able to get through all the content they would be expected to cover in the time they have. Others have expressed concern about the curriculum jumping around from ancient history to world history to Texas history, which might make it harder for some of the younger students to fully understand all the ideas and concepts that are discussed in history classes. The board is expected to do a first reading and debate the new standards today. They will not take a final vote on it until June. If the board passes it, it will not go into effect until 2030. Live in downtown Austin, Daniel Perot, KVUE News.